What is a modern era leadoff hitter? I think if you look at what A.J. Hinch is doing with Robbie Grossman in Detroit, that's probably more akin to what the modern era leadoff hitter is than maybe Vince Coleman. Robbie Grossman's a 14% walker. He had 50 extra base hits last year, squeaked out 20 stolen bases. And this is the painful part. Hit 239. That's a leadoff guy. And the reason is leadoff guys don't come up with runners in scoring position that often. So their singles don't score runs. We did it for a long time. Jesse Winker doesn't run great, but we had him in the leadoff spot because Jesse walks and he bops the ball around. The modern era leadoff hitter is a little bit more power, a little bit more walk, and there might be a better place to put our singles. As I was going through this one tripped me up, and I thought, man, I got to share this with these guys. So a runner on third with nobody out, you're slated to score 1.6 runs. Second and third with one out, you're only slated to score 1.5 runs. It's a small difference, but I think what it illustrates is the value of outs. Outs are precious. If you told me, hey, would I rather start an inning second and third, one out, or a runner on third, no outs, I probably would have picked the second and third. I would have been wrong. Thank goodness we got an anchor there from the data. To get our best guy on their best guy. We get to the seventh inning, depending where they are in the order, we're going to use a different guy. Not our seventh inning guy. We're going to use the guy. If they're at the top of the order, I took teams that had a winning record, and then I took teams that had a really good winning record, that went over 600. And if you look at what their bullpens did in the ninth, about the same. What their bullpens did in the eighth, about the same. What their bullpens did in the sixth and the seventh, very different, right? So this is what we're talking about, deal with now. These teams right here are your run prevention leaders in close games with a lead in the sixth inning over the last 3 years in college baseball. Poor bunting. Yeah, nothing's been more battered and bruised in the data era than the sack bunt. And the reason is that outs are precious. And when we're giving up outs, we're not getting runs. We're giving up those outs for a chance to score runs, right? That's where a lot of this breaks down. We think as coaches, it's a slam dunk, right? At the college level, you ask a guy to put down a sack bunt, he's dropping it fair 50, 59, 60% of the time. That's far from a slam dunk. We don't calculate that in our head when we put on a bunt sign. We worked on it for how many hours? He'll get it down. It's tough, man, especially late in the game against guys with good arms. It's not as easy. It should be, but it's not. And then when you get it down, it's not a slam dunk that we're getting them over. So when we start thinking about first and second, we're going to sack bunt, our mind should be thinking, hey, there's only about a 73% chance this works. Now, we don't think that way because we're coaches and we've worked on it and we know what we're doing and they're going to get it down and we're going to execute it. But the reality is that's the number, 73%.